Today on tap, I'm sharing my exercise routine because after over 30 years, I finally found something that works for me. Now, just a gentle reminder, what works for me isn't always gonna work for you. This is definitely a process that involves trial and error and putting yourself out there and trying new things if you don't already have something that you love. So be patient with yourself, be gentle with yourself, be kind to yourself. Now, I'm gonna give you a little background about my personal history with exercise. And spoiler alert, I've always found it difficult. When I was a kid, the way I got my exercise in was of course through playing, but also dance, gymnastics. Those were the main things I did, especially up until college. It was definitely mainly dance and movement because I was a theater kid. And that's how I got my exercise in. But in my early 20s, after I was going through a breakup, I decided to join a martial arts school because I knew I had always wanted to. I never had the time to try it. And all of a sudden I was looking to try new things and I loved it. And I did it for 12 years. And last year I left the school because it just wasn't working for me anymore. That's a whole other video. But that was my main source of exercise for 12 years. Now, when I was studying martial arts, I would definitely mix it up with gym workouts, lifting weights, because a lot of the martial arts is cardio heavy. And another thing I do in tandem with the martial arts practice was ride on the Peloton bike. Now, for the past few years, I was thinking that this routine was really working for me, but the martial arts practice, especially when I turned 30 and over, got so incredibly grueling. And when I would go, I wouldn't just go for one class. I would go for at least 3 hours, 3 classes, 3 times a week. And it was starting to wear on me and feel like a lot. And the tests were just so incredibly difficult that it was not only a test of physical stamina, but it was a test of the will. And doing those kinds of really incredibly difficult tests for 12 years really did something to my mind and my body. So once I left the school, I was really depressed. I was grieving my community and I was really hesitant to jump into another martial arts school. I needed to process this. I needed to take a space and a step back from the situation, and I decided to try completely different things. Of course, being a girl who is chronically online, all I see are clean girls and videos of influencers doing Pilates. So I knew I wanted to try Pilates. I was just really intimidated by the machine, the reformer. I had no idea how it worked. So I really did not know what the hell I was gonna get myself into. So what I did once I was feeling ready to get my exercise in, because exercise is so important for mental health, right? And especially as someone, I'm a content creator full-time. I'm at home by myself on my computer and on my phone a lot. The physical activity is something that is an absolute necessity. It's a non-negotiable for me. So I have to find something that I really love to make sure that I can be consistent enough to do it multiple times a week or however many times a week I want to do it. So what did I do is when I was feeling ready to exercise again and to try some new things, I joined ClassPass. And this isn't sponsored by ClassPass or anything, but my God, do I love ClassPass, because it's kind of like dating, but for all these different exercises and exercise classes, which is really cool. You don't have to commit. You can try all of these things, and then once you find something you like, then you can just keep rebooking that over and over and over again. So when I started, one of the first things I tried was an F45 class, and that was really insane. I thought I was going on a weightlifting day, but I was going on a cardio day. There is one walking distance from my house. The people were really nice. I just wasn't looking for something kind of circuit trainy or Orange Theory. I was looking for something that really involves a lot of strength in it. Oh, and another thing is my mom has been going to Orange Theory for over a decade, and she has been trying over a decade to get me to try one of her classes, and I did, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great, but I felt some kind of way after because I was still kind of grieving my martial arts classes and my martial arts practice and being at the Orange Theory and having my mom see her instructor that she's had for so long and all these people in the class and her community. It just made me realize how much of a community in terms of physical activity and exercise, how much of an exercise community I did not have by myself. So I did the Orange Theory, I did the F45. I knew I wanted to try barn Pilates. So I don't remember which one I did first, but oh gosh, I did a bar method class first, and then I did oh my God, what's the other, the bar method, its main competitor, the other total bar, I think is what it's called. And I liked it, but it was really intense. I felt really a little bit intimidated and overwhelmed, but by the bar method, I didn't. It was exactly what I was looking for. Something so chill, but you tone so much and the movements are so little that I remember after my first bar class, my entire body was sore. And I have a dance background, I have dance experience, so the bar was something that I really enjoyed. And then I tried Pilates and I loved it. It was the first Pilates studio I tried. It was the only Pilates studio I tried. I am kind of open to try others just to see what's out there because I liked it so much. And I really thought that I would be too quirky or weird and not fit in with all the cool, clean girls in Venice or West LA or whatever. My teacher is so incredibly kind and so incredibly welcoming, and I fell in love. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done, which is saying a lot because my martial arts background is insane, but Pilates feels really right for me in this moment of time. So after I narrowed it down to what things I was gonna be doing, because I didn't want to put all of my eggs in one basket and just do one thing, because I know I would get really bored with that. And to motivate myself, I need to keep switching it up. So I fell in love with the bar method. The teachers there are amazing. Every single person and substitute teacher that I've had has been wonderful. I do a full 60-minute class of bar once a week. And then twice a week, because I think I like the Pilates just slightly better, I do 2 Pilates classes a week. And the thing that I'm doing now that I'm over 30, that I didn't do at all in my 20s, is I give myself entire full rest days between each class. So for me, my personal schedule is I'll do a Tuesday bar class and I'll do a Sunday Pilates class. And at first, since I'm so used to go, 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 keep going, and these incredibly unrealistic standards for women and body types and my own insecurities about my body type, I used to not give myself these breaks. I would be doing the bike, I would be doing something else when I wasn't doing these martial arts classes, and it made me exhausted, so tired. I felt like I was going through my life just kind of zombied out. So even though I only go 3 times a week, I'm still very happy with the results that I'm seeing. I love how my body is changing and how strong I'm getting. Both bar and Pilates are highly strengthening in a very different way than martial arts was, and it's a way that's more compatible with where my body is at right now, and the way I can just go there, come home after one class, eat dinner at a reasonable time, not have to stay and clean the whole studio, is just something that's really aligned for me right now. And I felt myself become so much happier, and I don't have any teaching responsibilities in bar and Pilates. I could just go and show up and be a student and then come home. The only thing that is not sad, but it is one of those things that it is what it is that I have not really found a sense of community in either one of these classes. I haven't made any friends in either one of these classes. Everyone is just very keep to yourself. And I kind of love that because I had 12 years of partnering experience and working with someone else, and that can be great, but for a socially anxious introvert, it's just so much more preferable for me and my design to be able to go, be only in control of myself and what I can do and what modifications I need to make for the day, and then just leave without having to be socially awkward or feel anxious about any kind of social interaction. It's something that's nice, and also something that made me realize, oh, maybe I do still want to look for community in other places, or maybe I do need to try and find a new hobby or something like that. But I would definitely say that if you are over 30, take the rest days. I really suffered mentally and physically from pushing myself past my limit, and it was to attain this certain physique. And yes, I look back at photos from a year ago and I was definitely thinner and I was working out a lot more, but I'm just too damn tired, if we're just gonna be honest with ourselves. And I'm just using this as an opportunity to practice self-acceptance and self-love, especially during the holidays. Sweet tooth has gotten a little bit worse, but instead of berating myself for it, we're just gonna flow with the journey. And the way I balance that is just by making sure I go to my exercise classes 3 times a week. And I love these classes, and I always feel motivated to go because there's so many things I'm still learning. Imagine doing the same thing for 12 years and then all of a sudden you're doing something completely new and totally different. And I think that's so good for neuroplasticity and the brain. So that's where I'm at in my exercise journey. Bar and Pilates, I find it really suits me. I find it really manageable. The F45 and kind of cardio intensive things like that was just a little bit too much. It was a great form of exercise, but again, it was like lots of people. It was very social. I feel like that's a great thing for extroverts. You're like working with people sometimes, and you're sharing all the equipment and they don't wipe the equipment down in between. That was something that I was really cognizant of when I tried my classes. Also, I was like sharing a bike with all of these people in a circuit, and I'm 5'1", and the bike was set to someone that was probably like 6'1", and you don't have enough time to like change the settings in between. It really wasn't for me. Even though I can see what an amazing workout that would be for someone that does go to a class like that consistently. I'm just in my soft girl era. I don't know what else I can say. I'm embracing the whimsy. I'm embracing my witchy side, my inner magic. All I want to do most of the time is be cozy, but when I'm not cozy, I want to be either pretty, mystical, or strong. And so this definitely checks those boxes for me. There are a lot. Both of the studios are so much closer to me than my martial arts school was. Even though it wasn't far, it's just nice to be able to be walking distance or have the option to walk. And I'm just really proud of myself for finding a new little routine. I was feeling really hopeless for a long time and feeling like there would never be anything else out there for me and that I just walked away from this entire thing. But sometimes you gotta listen to that inner voice and that guidance. And if something is making you too exhausted or too underwhelmed or too numb, switch it up. The world is your oyster. I know the scariest part for me was trying something brand new and putting myself out there. But on both of my first days at both of the studios I ended up going to, there were these really nice women who were talking to me. Oddly, I've never seen them again for some reason. I would have been friends with those 2 people, but I have literally not seen them again. So I don't know if, I think their schedule changed and they went different days, but I am just feeling really grateful that I found something that works for me, something that I'm passionate about, something that I love going to, look forward to going to. Because with exercise, a lot of the time, I love the Peloton bike, but a lot of the time I would have to force myself with every single fiber of my being to get on that bike, especially towards the end with the martial arts classes. I would have to force myself to get into my car and drive and go, especially during the winter time and the time change now when it's darker earlier and you just want to be inside and cozy. It was a struggle, and you have to at some point get real with yourself and do a self-evaluation and see, is this working for me? Even if I'm looking really good, but I'm feeling really bad, does that still mean that this is working and a viable option and a sustainable option long-term? So that's why I said a lot of it is just trial and error and having the courage to try new things. I still want to try and push myself in the new year to try a few new things, and maybe I would be open to trying another martial arts class just for fun. I do love the art and I don't want to lose it entirely. I was doing dance a little bit when I was trying the bar and Pilates, but it is a little bit farther for me, and I just really love my bar Pilates power combo, and they work really well together. They're very similar. There's a lot of things that I do in both classes, or things that I do in the bar that really helps me in the Pilates, and things in the Pilates that really helps me with the bar. So I am just really excited for how strong I'm feeling. There have been times in my life where I haven't felt this strong, especially last year. I was really not it. I was not feeling good. I was some kind of way in one of the worst ruts and like depressed. And yeah, I just think it's beautiful how we evolve and we grow if we can push ourselves to be a little bit courageous sometimes. So that's my exercise journey, and that's where I'm at right now. Let me know in the comments what type of exercise you're doing if you're over 30, and let me know about your journey too. I'm definitely curious and we can compare notes. So thank you so much for watching and talking to me about exercise today, a little different. I will definitely see you next time. Also, I hope you like the little holiday Sugar Plum Wicked backdrop. Make me very happy. Okay, love you so much.